So here's the next tweet. In August 2021, Gottlieb told Todd O'Boyle, a senior manager in Twitter's public policy department, that a tweet from Brett Giroir claiming correctly that natural immunity was superior to vaccine immunity was corrosive and might go viral. Okay, so Dr. Brett Giroir was briefly the acting FDA commissioner after Gottlieb left. So according to the files, Gottlieb was asking Twitter to censor a tweet by another physician and former FDA commissioner. Here's the tweet from Dr. Giroir. So interesting that this tweet even encourages people to get the vaccine, but that wasn't good enough for Gottlieb. Here's the email from Gottlieb to Twitter. It says, "This is the kind of stuff that's corrosive. He draws a sweeping conclusion off of a single retrospective study in Israel that hasn't been peer-reviewed. But this tweet will end up going viral and driving news coverage." So what's interesting about this is, he's trying to say, look, natural immunity is not a real thing. And this is just based on one study from Israel. It's not even peer reviewed. And, this isn't science. So we should censor this. He actually pressures Twitter to censor this. What's crazy about this is all throughout Europe, we know that they had vaccine passports in many European countries. But part of that passport was if you had a previous infection. So if you could show that you had a positive COVID test, previous infection, the doctor said you had it, then your vaccine passport was the same as someone who had their full vaccine doses. No difference in Europe. They were following the science. I mean, I'm totally against vaccine mandates in general, but if you're going to have them, you should be following the science. Scott Gottlieb, on the other hand, was going to Twitter, pressuring them, saying censor the FDA commissioner who was the commissioner after he was. So this is a top scientist, not somebody who he could call an anti-vaxxer or somebody who's not following the science. This is a guy that took over his job at the FDA. And he's saying, oh, this is going to go viral, so we have to do something about this tweet. And Twitter did. Twitter ended up putting a misinformation label on that tweet of a former FDA commissioner, a guy who worked for the WHO, a guy who's been, a big vaccine pusher, and even his tweet pushes vaccine, saying, if no previous infection, as you can see right there, get vaccinated. No previous infection, get vaccinated. So he's following the science there, but Gottlieb, it wasn't good enough for him.